Morning. So today's tutorial is going to be on 1 point perspective, and this is what you're going to be doing. So don't get worried about this. I'm going to take you through step by step. Firstly, you should have your pencils ready, paper, and we're going to start with our vanishing point. I'm going to exaggerate the lines on this and make them a lot darker just so you can see. Pencil's really difficult to see through video, so I'm going to darken these lines. So first of all, you need to create your horizon. If you've not got a ruler, you can use a book or you can use freehand. I'm going to exaggerate that line. Then I want you to think about your foreground. Okay, see what's going in the distance, and I've just picked some simple hills. So again, remember you can pause these videos and they're going to be in stages to give you time to get the work done. So that's I'm just exaggerating them lines. So that's my very basic hill shapes in the background. Now we need a vanishing point, 1 point perspective. So if you ever walk down a country lane and you're looking in the distance and it vanishes, you can't see no further, that's your vanishing point. So this is our country lane. Now put some faint lines in to start with. So what you're aiming to do now is draw a triangle shape. You want it symmetrical. So you put a line in the centre where you're aiming for. If you've got a ruler at home, brilliant, because then you can measure it and make it perfect. If not, it doesn't matter. Just exaggerate that line. And you can see I'm struggling a little bit there. So I'm just going to pick up a book and help that guide me. Got a bit of a nozzle on there, so it's a bit hard to get. And again, I'm going to do the same on this side. I'm going to put my pencil there, so it's steady. I've already put my point at the bottom. And again, run this line down. So this is going to be our path. Okay. Now, these two lines, don't let them confuse you. These are just guidelines, okay? This is where your trees are going to be based, and it's going to help you to take your trees away in the distance. The same with your fence. It's going to help you, to show you on here, it's going to help you to take your trees away in the distance. It's going to help you take your fence away. I'm just going to make these lines darker so you can actually see. Again there. Just realised my paper's not attached to my book, it's moving. Darker there, and the same on this side. Make them lines darker. Pretty hard to do a really straight line with freehand. So that's my lines exaggerated. You don't do that yourself. Do them pretty light because you're going to rub them away later. You're not going to want them lines showing. And this is where, like I said, your trees are going to be placed. So I'm going to give you a few minutes to get this in order because you might be now lines all over the place thinking it's a bit cockeyed. So I'm just going to give you a few minutes to sort that out, and then we're going to move on to putting our trees in. Okay, I'm going to show you to do that next. So if I just give you 10 minutes and then we'll come back. So now you should have your lines in place and know where your trees are going next. So by using the outer line, this line here, this outer line on the right hand side, okay, this is where we're going to place our trees. Now you want another line going across the top. It goes from your vanishing point and it goes upwards, okay? It creates this triangle shape again. The line that's at the highest point there, that's going to be your tree nearest to you, okay? Because as you know, when you're looking in the distance, everything goes smaller, and that's your perspective now. You're going to have your live tree at the front, and these lines here that I put in, these are my guidelines for my trees. Okay, so see that line? It makes your trees go smaller. You can put a diddy one there in the background. Now, how I then work on this is, I don't do my biggest tree first. I just put in trees in the background faintly first. And remember, the branches are at the top. My guideline, you can go over a bit if you want to, but you don't have to. Just like I said, it's a guide. Okay, now I'm going to work on, what pencil have I got there? 2 bit. I'm going to work on my tree. Now you should have done this tutorial previously, so by now you should be amazing at doing trees. Now look, that's tree, it's flat, okay? It's not on a skew wift, it's not going to fall down. I've got my line to help keep it straight, and then bit by bit, create a tree. Okay, remember them branches coming off there. Just do a really quick tree. And I build on that. More and more branches on that. As you can see now, I've not got the lines on this side just because I don't want to distract from this. I want you to be able to concentrate and see what I'm doing on there. And these branches would carry on, because you want this tree now, as you can see. Sticking some of those branches up. I want to take this tree right up here. It'll be quite a dense tree. Remember your scrumbling. Remember how you created your bark. Remember to look at the trees outside, so you do lots and lots of observation while you're out and about. Remember how it goes in, takes it into the tree, and remember you'll have a light source as well coming in there. So I'm going to let you now continue with your trees. Remember, this one is your largest tree. If you want to work on these as well in the background, and then you will end up with a row of trees. End up with a row of trees. Okay, so I'm going to give you about, you'll probably need at least 20 minutes, 30 minutes. But at home, you know, you can stop these videos and take as long as you like. You can even work on a really big piece. I'm working on a small piece just for time, because they do take an awful long time to complete. So I'm going to leave you doing your trees, and then we're going to come back. Once you put your trees in there, I'm going to show you then how to do your house. So it's not going to be falling down, it's not going to be cockeyed. I'm going to the path. So now you should have your trees in place. So I'll just turn this around. You should have your trees in place like this. What I'm going to show you next is how to use a blending stick, actually. If you've not got one of these, I'd get one if you can. They're quite useful little tools. So I'm going to show you how one works. I'm going to put my foliage here. Okay, I'm just going to, again, it's impressionist style. It's just going to do some scrumbling along here. It's my grass veg. You can put some longer pieces in if you want. But this blending stick now, you can literally blend away. I start to create some depth. Got a bit white from the distance. And then you don't need these. Don't need that guideline there. You should just have these. Mine's a bit harder to rub away because I did it a bit darker so you could see it. You won't need those lines. Okay. So once you've got that looking okay, you can then move on to the other side, which is our house, our path, the path to the house. I'm also going to put the fence on this one, but we'll start by how we place the house. I've seen people try this in the past, and the houses always seem to, the house looks like it's falling down, it looks skew-whiffed. So it's not that complicated once you've been shown how. Now I'm just going to get a normal H pencil for this. If you start one by thinking where your house is going to go, but first of all start with a square. Okay, start with a square. Now people are tempted then to bring the house this way, but it wouldn't be like that if you was walking down a path. You know, your house would be here on the side and it would be going into the distance and the way you was walking. So then just two parallel lines. Okay, the distance the same all the way. Okay, now those two parallel lines then are met by another one, but before you put that in, you just find your centre of your square, put in your triangle. Okay, so you've got a square, two parallel lines, your triangle, then your next parallel line with these. Okay, and then straight line down, the same as that one, straight line down, join that line up. You might take a few practices, but hopefully I'll just follow that simple exercise. Square, find the centre, triangle, parallel line, and then put your door in, window in here. Okay, and your path, it'd be smaller there, and then just get a dark one so you can see, dark pencil you can see. Bring that path. There you go. You can see it just like, I think this one. It's a different house, but so the next thing I think we'll look at is the road itself. Because it's going away from you, your lines, your wooden slats will be smaller in the distance. They'll be fatter at front. So if you put lines throughout your path, horizontal lines, that's going to help you place them in the right place, if you know what I mean. If you start here and go all the way along, by the time you get to there, you're probably just going to have just a line, which, you know, it's not going to be in proportion. You want it to gradually look like it's going in the distance. So you need to be quite precise with where you're putting your planks, your lines. Okay, so I find it easier, well, one, you find it easier with a ruler, but I find it easier to do that by putting it on its side. I find it easier to draw a line going downwards than it is to go across. So you pick your two fattest ones, widest planks. Okay, and you're going to work away. So if you just put some guidelines in there, okay, and then I go to the middle, back to the end, make that easier. And again, this is not going to be perfect. I'm not spending the time making it perfect. You can do that with yours. So again, just thinking where the thickness would be. Is going to start tapering off now. Okay, and then you're going to fill each of those lines in until you get to the stage where you've got all these lines in. You look at the side here, put like an edge in there. And again, if you can see on this one, that shading's there still. If you want to bring a light source in, I tend to put a bit of removal tack on the end of the blending stick, and you can just use that then to wipe away. Okay, like putty. So as you can see, I've worked on the house more. I put the windows in there, I put the roof on, I put pebble path on there. So if I show you how to do the pebbles next, you don't have to put every pebble in like that. Okay, just scrumble these circles and remember the way of the path, how it's going. Okay, you put those circles in, just scrumble, make that circle shape. You don't have to be so definite because the stones will go over each other, pebbles will go over each other. I'm just going to get a H now, just 'cause it's getting a bit tinier. And then they carry on going there until literally you could just do the figure of 8 towards the path. And as you can see, that's looking like it's gone away from me. And then you would, like on the other, just define, shade, put your roof in. So I'm going to give you some time now to work on this side and work on your track, work on your slats for your path that you're walking down, work on your house, work on your cobbles, and then I think actually no, what I'll do, I'll show you now how to do the fence, and then we'll come to the end part. The fence isn't tricky at all. It might look it, but it's not. All you need to do, you've got your line. Remember your line, your little help line, little guideline, and all you need to do is make sure it's vertical. Okay, do not lean it, straight. You don't want the fence to fall over. You want to keep your sheep in. Straight lines. I'm using this. Okay, so easy to do. You can put that line in, and then again you could add some scrumble, you could add some forage in there, and you could put some pebbles in there, stones, whatever you like inside your tracks. Okay, so when we come back, you should have all this now completed, probably another 40 minutes or so, and then we're going to look at the background, the hills that we put into place before. and then that'll be the end of the tutorial. So hi, so now we're coming to the last part of our tutorial, and we're going to look at the background. I think before I called it the foreground. It's quite difficult to draw and to remember what you're saying, to be quite honest. Still very new at this. So background. Get yourself a shading pencil, 6B, flat end. Do not shade upwards, okay? Do not shade like this. It gives a scratching look. If you put your pencil on the flat side, hold it at the back, it gives a lot more of a looser coverage. You don't want it to be tight. Just giving the impression there of a nice sky. Okay, I think mine's going to be an evening sky. Just imagine the reds in there. Okay, and because you've got your trees there, you'll not see a lot of this hill on this side. So you don't really have to do much in there at all. It's up to yourself. Depends what you can see and how high your tree is. If you want it to appear like a cut sort of flat hill, you know, the ones you see the sheep on, just do your scrumbling quite tight. And when you put that in, if you think to yourself, oh, I don't really want it that dark, remember you can always take some of this away. You can always just alleviate some of this colour if you wanted to. Okay, and also you've got your blending stick. If you want to work in between the trees and the branches. And then, if you wanted to, again, you can always add hills in the distance. As a plain hill. You can carry on working on your background if you want to. It's entirely up to yourself. Depends how detailed you want it. And then if you want the tree type, is that H? Not a H. You want sort of cavey type. You know, if you use climbing up it, the crevices go in and out. Just use more jagged in, more horizontal, vertical lines, and that will give an impression of that. And the more you work on these, put some forage in there, and mountains in the distance. The better it becomes. You've got your vanishing point there as well. So hopefully you will then have your completed 1-point perspective landscape. See you next week.